You don't know, you damn well should know. My name is Rag Reynolds and today I'm going to tell you a story. And that story is about the time I went to the Olympics in London in 2012. As a lot of you will know, and especially if you've watched my recent Draw My Life video, martial arts has been a huge part of my life. So I used to train judo for a long time. And my judo club, we got free tickets to go to the Olympics in London to watch the judo. I think it was the semi-finals or the quarter-finals, I can't remember which part it actually was. So I said I'll go, and it was for free, so of course, why not? And it's the opportunity of a lifetime, going to the Olympics to see judo, and it was going to be great. So I got on a coach in Stirling in Scotland with all the rest of the judo club who were going, and we set off. I'll tell you right now, I will never, ever in my goddamn life travel that far on a coach again. It was 12 fucking hours on a coach. I mean, I go to London often now to visit my girlfriend, and my god, I get the train first class. I mean, I can't even do standard class on the train anymore. It's only maybe 4.5, 5 hours in the train, but oh, standard class I can't even do anymore. And standard class is like a million times better than what this coach was. The whole time my legs were squished in at me, and oh, it was horrible. One person next, no space. I think we had 2 breaks the whole time. There was a toilet on the bus, and I'm getting a bit rambly here, so excuse me, but during the night everyone else was sleeping. I got up at one point to go to the toilet. So I go and I'm making my way to the toilet on the bus, and I'm trying to get in there, and as I get in there I'm taking my wee plonker out to go for a pee, and oh, we go over a fucking bump, and whoa, and I'm falling about the place, and oh, and I actually woke people up from the outside of the bathroom because I fell into the door and made a bang, and my pee was all over the room. That was horrible. We had this horrible 12-hour journey to London on this coach. We only had 2 stops, and I didn't sleep at all during the time. I mean, I was awake for something like, I don't know, 48 hours or something throughout the whole journey, and the skin under my eyes was starting to look like Stan Lee's ball sack or something, I don't know. But yeah, what I did at the 2 stops we had is I just got double espressos, and I'm drinking these double espressos. That'll do it. So we got to London, and we had 2 sets of tickets. So we had 2 groups, and one group was going to a morning event, and one group was going to the afternoon event to watch the judo. So we were travelling through London, and I'm in this first group. We're going to the first thing, and I'm with this guy Gary. He's like this older guy. He's maybe 40 or something. I was only 15, I think, at the time, and we were kind of buddies at the time just for the trip. But we were travelling in a big group, and at one point we were getting on the underground or on a train somewhere, and we got separated from the rest of the groups. But instead of waiting, Gary was a bad influence, and he was like, okay, forget about them. So we're on the train going towards the stadium or wherever it was that the event was taking place. And on the train, we're all squished in, all stuck up next to each other, everyone on the train's against one another. And I start feeling something against my ass. It's something worming its way into my back pocket. I kind of looked to the side, and I saw this guy who was he quickly broke eye contact with me, and he was making eye contact with another man, and luckily I didn't have anything in my back pocket, but I'm convinced that they were trying to pickpocket me, and he was working alongside this other guy in the train. But it was one of those situations, it was just I didn't say anything, I just went, okay, and then I got off and I left. So anyway, me and Gary, we got off the train, and we ended up at the stadium an hour and a half before the rest of the group. So we got ourselves a coffee and maybe a sandwich or something, I can't remember. I mean, I didn't even eat sandwiches at the time, I don't know what I ate, maybe a muffin. I really don't remember, it was a long time ago, as I said, 5 years ago. So we went in and we went to find our seats, and we couldn't. We went into this stadium and we walked around. We were supposed to be kind of up in the middle to back area, and we couldn't find our seats anywhere. We just couldn't see them. because where our seats should have been, there was a scoreboard. So we spoke to an attendant, a member of staff who was there, and we said to them, and she said, well, actually, today is your lucky day. And we were like, oh! And she escorted us down, and we got in the VIP section. So we ended up, we were literally right at the very front, VIP section. The only thing between us and the judo mats was one little barrier. So the rest of them got there an hour and a half after us or something. I think they were like half hour late to the thing. We were there an hour before it started. They got there like half an hour after it did. And they weren't too happy because they were a couple of rows behind us. They were still in VIP, but they were in the back row of VIP. So during the judo we were watching, and it was a good experience. It was nice, and especially in the front row it was perfect. But I decided, oh, I see cameras and I see big monitors up there as well, and we can kind of see ourselves on these monitors, and that's what's being live fed to television for people to watch all around the world from home. So I thought to myself, I should make a scene, I should wave and stuff to, you know, so I can see myself when I go and look at it, or so that other people can see me. So sure enough, I start waving, yay, I'm waving around. And I do this for maybe 10 minutes. My arms are getting a bit sore, but I'm still doing it for 10 minutes. And suddenly this woman taps me on the shoulder. I turn around, it's a woman from behind me. And she says to me, are you going to be doing this for all of the judo? Or do I need to go and get security? I just raised an eyebrow, and she said, well, and I said, I'll think about it. And she sat back in her seat, and I kept waving. A minute later she gets up, she leaves, and I never saw her again. I thought, oh, shall we go get security? And I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should stop waving. What if they kick me out of the VIP or whatever? But she never came back. She just kind of left. But I was confused because she was sitting next to another guy. She was clearly with someone, and they didn't leave either. So I don't know where she went. And thinking back, I was a bit of an asshole because I was like, eh. But it was just her attitude. I mean, if she had just asked me nicely, like if she had said, could you please stop doing that because I can't see? Then okay, I'd say, yes, okay, sorry, I didn't realise that you couldn't see. But it was just the way she said it, and it was like, are you going to be doing this for all of the judo, or do I need to get security? And it was, she was threatening me essentially, like, I'm going to get security if you don't stop this right now. But she never even asked me, she never said she couldn't see, she wasn't polite about it at all, she was nasty. And that's why I kept doing it, that's why I was like that. If she had just been polite, I would have stopped, no problem, it wouldn't have been an issue. After that, we left. So we left and we got out of the stadium, and it was time for the other group to go in. So we had the whole afternoon to go around London. And we did. I found it quite boring, we didn't really do much, we just, oh, we have seen this. Now we go to the next place. Oh, we have seen this, and now we go to the next place. Oh, and we have seen this, and it was just blah, blah, blah. I'm not very good with that sort of thing. I'm happy enough looking at a picture for a couple of seconds and say, okay, I've seen it now, let's move on. Eventually we went to Leicester Square, I think it was, where I sat down and I had a nice steak. Or, I tried to have a nice steak. Everyone else was having pizzas. I'm a fussy eater, I don't eat pizza. So they're all ordering pizzas, and I say, okay, I'll order a sirloin steak. So I order a sirloin steak, and they bring out my sirloin steak with my chips, set it down in front of me, and it's this tiny little fucking steak, like this size. It's like the size of a fillet, but it's sirloin, and it's still got the fat on it, and I won't even eat the fat, so I need to cut the fat off. So there's barely any steak. And then they bring out my chips, and there's like 3 chips. Like 3 chunky chips and a little side dish. Meanwhile, everyone else has got these huge pizzas. I've just paid like £25 for my meal. They're paying like £8 each for these huge pizzas. I felt pretty pissed off and ripped off. I mean, so I ate my thing, and I just kept drinking my double espressos that I'd been doing all day, hence why I was actually being able to stay awake. Then we ran into a man who says his name was Jimmy the Gypsy. And he was this Irish guy, and I can't even remember anymore. He was some sort of magic trick with a coin and telling a story, and he clearly smelled of beer. But me and this other guy, Mark, that I was with at the time, because after we had left the judo, I wasn't with Gary anymore. He was with another guy, and I was with Mark, who was my judo coach's son, and we ended up talking to this Jimmy the Gypsy guy, and we couldn't get rid of him, which was a pain. So we spoke to him for like half an hour, and eventually, oh, bye then, Jimmy the Gypsy, you finally got fucking rid of you. And then, at the end of the day, we all got on the bus, on the coach, and we came home on the horrible 12-hour journey that was probably even worse than the 12-hour journey there. That's the story. I mean, it's probably not very exciting. It wasn't a great story. It was just, that happened. I went to the judo. Some amusing things happened, some annoying things happened. It was an outing. I just remember I got back and I passed out for 12 hours or something. If you enjoy stories like this, then let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to make more of them. If you prefer more the comedic style of stories that I've told in the past, maybe some of them are a bit more far-fetched, then let me know as well and I'll do more of that instead. And until next time, you're welcome, society.